analytics business intelligence clients. Okay, within this one, what it does is, let me tell you, we want to query the data. For that particular purpose, we'll be using these direct database drivers, ODBC and JDBC drivers we'll be using. Okay, and the way in which you are going to interface the data in the HANA database is of either SQL or else MDX or else you know this one, right? BIX, Business Intelligence Consumer Services. Whether you know this one, what is this BIX and all? Business Intelligence Consumer Services basically. Okay, what it does is that, you know, directly you can have the option of providing a direct connectivity to the queries that are there in your BI and then start getting the data basically. That is what is your BIX, what we call here. Okay, that information is also possible in the case of this one basically. Okay, this is one thing. Once this is done, then what we do is that we try to perform the different types of reporting and analysis like this basically. This is what is our outset. Okay, so listen carefully. When you want to bring the data into this one, what is the first thing that we need to do here? Whether a question to you, Archana. When you want to bring the data into this database, whether it is secondary storage database or the in-memory computing database, first of all, what exactly we need to have here? What exactly we need to have? What exactly should we do basically here? Hello?
This must be there.
Yeah.
Hello, yeah, we should first have the ETL process.
Before the ETL process? Before the ETL process?
We need to have the data. Yeah, we need to have.
We need to have the schemas that should be created first, right? Schemas. We need to model the schemas. We need to model the structures before we try to get the data from the different structures, right? Okay. That particular modeling we need to do. That particular modeling we need to do here basically. Okay. For the purpose of doing this particular modeling, okay, SAP HANA, okay, comes up with two types of tools. Okay. First type of tool is nothing but a desktop based modeling. Okay. First type of tool, what you are going to have is going to be something like a desktop application. Okay, and second type of tool is nothing but your web-based application. Two types of tools we can use here: desktop application and then web-based application. So the desktop application, what you are supposed to use here, here is nothing but your HANA Studio, which is very, very important, and nearly some 60 to 70% of our time will be focused basically on this particular HANA Studio only. Okay, this is the HANA Studio we can use, and the web-based application is also there. What we do is that we call this one as Information Composer. Okay, basically what that does is that HANA Studio is basically used for both for modeling perspectives along with the admin perspectives also. HANA Studio is basically used both for the modeling along with the admin related perspectives also. Okay, so what it does is that it can have the option of creating all the types of models here basically, whether it is a row based models or whether they are the column based models. Okay, whether you want to create the views. Let me try to take you through that particular HANA Studio here so that you will be able to understand. Whether and Archana, you're seeing this remote desktop server, right? SAP HANA, and then you're having this SAP HANA Studio is there. So this is the first tool that is of important here. So let me open this SAP HANA Studio. Basically, who is using this one here? Okay, this is being used, I think so. Excuse me. SAP HANA, and then you're having this one, only one HANA Studio. This is the first thing. Normally, whenever you are working on your HANA client system, okay, this is only the tool that is available for you, and this is nothing but your SAP HANA Studio here. Okay, and basically it is used both for admin related activities along with the modeling related activities also, basically. Admin related activities along with the modeling related activities also here. Okay, now how do you know that whether it is admin related or modeling related activities? If you can see this particular window, I think you'll not be able to see this one. Here you can see one way you can have the option of using this particular modeling purpose, as well as in the second thing you can also use it for the purpose of this admin related purpose. So trying to change the tabs from one tab to the other tab, this is nothing but we are trying to change the perspective. Perspective is something called as a view, that is a technical term that we use in HANA. It is nothing but a modeling perspective, or else it is nothing but the admin perspective basically here. Both of you are able to see the screen, right? The server screen. Hello? Okay.
Yeah, we are able to see.
Okay, great. We are going to have this modeling perspective along this particular admin perspective is there here. Okay, first of all, let us come on to this particular modeling perspective here, very important. Okay, in the modeling perspective, what you can see here is, see here, dev is nothing but the name. I will tell you what exactly is this thing, sir. I have logged into this particular system using user 12. Okay, and the name of the server is nothing but this dev here. Okay, so when you try to open this one, what it contains is that it contains both this catalog along with this content. It contains both the catalog along with this particular content here basically. Okay, so we need to see what exactly is this catalog, and then we need to see what exactly is this particular content. Okay, so when you try to open this particular catalog, let me tell you here. This is basically related, please follow carefully, this is basically related to the physical structures that are present in the database. Physical structures that are present in the database. Okay, example is that in the database, what are the physical structures you can see? You'll be able to see the tables, you can see the views, you can see the synonyms, procedures, functions, blah, blah, blah. Okay, so when you open this particular user 12, what you can see here? You can see this particular tables, views, procedures along this particular column views. Let me tell you why these column views have come. The reason why this particular column views have come is these tables are row-based relational databases. These tables are row-based relational databases. That's why whenever you are trying to import, please follow carefully. Whenever you are trying to import the data either from SAP ECC, SAP BI or non-SAP, OLTP or OLAP, those tables are basically row-based. Those tables are basically row-based. So that's why what happens is that whatever all the tables that you are supposed to create physically in this particular HANA modeling studio, and from whatever the tables you are supposed to bring the data or migrate the data from other sources into this particular SAP HANA, they are expected to be stored within this particular tables, which are nothing but the physical tables. Very, very important. Okay. The next thing is that here you are having something called as a column views. What are these particular column views is, let me tell you, HANA, whenever you are trying to use SQL for the purpose of whenever you're trying to use this particular SQL editor, okay, for the purpose of creating the tables, okay, it can try to specify whether you want to create the row-based tables or whether you want to create the column-based tables. Okay, so what are the column-based tables if you want to create? What are the column-based tables if you want to create? All these particular column-based tables can be created here, and then they'll be called as the column views in this particular structure here. Basically, they're called as the column views in this particular structure. So here you're going to have two things. One is nothing but the row-based tables, and next thing is nothing but the column-based tables. What you're having in this particular case. Is it clear? What exactly is this tables, procedures, views, and all? So here, what exactly is going to happen is all the row-based and column-based structures, all the row-based and column-based physical structures can be seen within this particular catalog. Can be seen within this particular catalog here. And one more thing, if you want to see whoever all the users who are existing in this particular HANA database, what you can do is that you can see this particular users here. Okay, all the users can be seen. So that means that this catalog is nothing but a folder, okay, that can be used mainly from the admin point of view as well as from the admin perspective, basically. Okay, as well as this is only through this particular catalog you'll be able to work with the physical structures. You'll be able to work with the physical structures. Okay. So these are all the users who are all there here. Whoever is already existing, these are all the users what you can have.
So yeah, I'm not much clear about the column views.
Now let me tell you 1 minute. Is weather right? Ashina, this is your HANA user 1. Okay.
Yeah.
Where you are supposed to work. Who is not clear about the column-based structures, basically? Is it weather, right?
No, I'm not clear. Archana.
Okay. Suppose, let me tell you, you have your employee number. Okay, you have this employee name, and then you have this salary like this. Okay. So this is 1, this is 2, this is 3. Okay, this is A, this is B, as well as this is C. Okay, salary is 6,700. Okay, this is 5,600, and this one is 7,200 like this. Your data is there. Suppose here you're going to have something else as row-based tables. Generally, what we do here, we try to store this data record by record, right? This first record. This is your second record, and this is what is your third record. Pasted like this. Okay. Now, when you are asked to find out the sum of all the employees within that particular table, okay, total salary within that particular table, what you need to do? First of all, you need to go like this. Okay, find this record. Okay. And find this record, along with you need to find this particular record like this. 3 records you need to find, then only you'll be able to find out the sum. Are these values in the continuous locations here?
No.
The values are not there in the continuous locations. This is what is row based. Okay. But when we try to talk about something like column based, let me tell you how they are going to be stored here. Okay. First, 1 is stored, then 2 is stored, then 3 is stored. Okay. Then you're going to have something like A, B, C is stored. Then you're going to have something like 6,700. Then you're going to have something like 5,600. Sorry. 5,600 and what is it in here? 7,200. Like that it is stored. Now when you are asked to find out the sum of total salaries, how do you find out? They are in the continuous locations, right?
Yeah.
There is no need for you to search the data. So is it not optimized for analytical point of view, basically, Archana?
Yeah.
So this is what is called as a column-based store. Okay.
Okay.
can allow you to create the data with respect to row wise along with the column wise also basically. Okay. With respect to row wise along with the column wise also, it will allow you to store this particular data as well as create this particular tables also. And one more thing, it can also allow you to convert your row store and to convert your row store into column store or column store into row store dynamically during runtime. That is also possible. That's why this type of database what you are having here is nothing but a versatile structure. We call this one as the versatile structure basically here. Okay. So this is the way, this is what is called as row based and this column based. This particular column based in the case of SAP HANA is called as your column use basically like this. Okay, and with the help of this SQL itself, we can specify whether we can have the option of creating row-wise, row-based tables or column-based tables that we can specify at the time of creating this particular tables itself basically. Okay.
Okay.
So this users is clear, right? Then we are having the different roles basically. The roles are nothing but the different types of privileges what we can use for the purpose of working with this particular HANA Studio. Okay. Then here you are having all these particular users will be existing here basically. Okay. Then this is what is your physical layer. This is what is your physical layer here, where we can try to see the physical content of the databases here. Now, on the top of the physical layer, what I want to do, I want to create some different types of views. I want to create some different types of views for the purpose of the reporting applications basically. I want to create different types of views for the purpose of creating the different types of analytical, different types of applications. So let me tell you what are these particular applications here. When you open this one, we call these things as the packages. We call these particular things as the packages here. Okay. We call these particular things as the packages here. Okay. Within these packages, what you're going to have is that you're going to have different types of views. What are the views? What you can have is that when I select this one, when I right click here, you'll be able to create different types of views. These are all very important. You need to create the attribute view, we need to create the analytical view, we need to create this particular, what is it on here, calculation views. Okay, these are the views, okay, which are exposed to the reporting layer. These are all the views which are exposed to the reporting layer. And what we are not going to expose, the physical tables which are existing within your catalog, they are not going to be exposed to the business users, but what is going to be exposed here? These are all the things which are going to be exposed here basically. These are all the views that which are going to be exposed. So we need to understand what is a package, we need to understand what is the attribute view, analytical view, along with this particular calculation view. These things we need to understand. Okay. Once we create all these things, then what we do is that once these things are created, validated and activated, then what we can do is that we can expose this particular views. We can also call this one as a business layer views. We can expose these particular views to the reporting applications so that they can have the capability of working on this particular storage structures, for the purpose of implementing different types of applications. Okay. So one more thing, let me tell you here. Here you are having this one, right? Modeling perspective along with the admin perspective is there. Okay. Basically, as an HANA developers, we generally work with this particular modeling perspective only. Okay. Within this modeling perspective, you can see a many number of things. You can see how a package is created, how we can see how a package is created, how can we create this particular different analytical views, attribute views, calculation views. Okay. And analytical privileges, we can always see these things here. And basically, especially when you want to work with the different interfaces, for the purpose of bringing the data into your SAP HANA platform, what we generally do is that we try to go with this particular data provisioning, which is very important here. data provisioning. So within this data provisioning, we talk about this particular SLT. I was talking about this SLT a couple of days back, right? Okay, within those particular here, what we need to do is that we need to talk about this particular SLT. That is nothing but the SAP landscape transformation. Okay, table-based data provisioning, where you can have the option of connecting to any type of database, that is SAP ECC database or BA database or whatever it is. Okay, in order to bring that particular data to your SAP HANA system, we generally use this particular data provisioning here. This is one way. And second way is that you can also have the option of connecting to different sources. Okay, I told you, right, the replication in which you are trying to work on here can be classified into three types. Okay, the first one is your trigger-based replication, and second type of replication is going to be your log-based, and third type of replication is going to be your ETL-based replication. Okay, the ETL-based replication is supposed to be implemented with the help of your Business Objects Data Services 4.0 Service Pack 2. This is the tool which we are going to use for the purpose of doing this ETL-based replication. Okay, and for the purpose of implementing this log-based replication, what we generally do is that we generally base on our Sybase replication server and replication agent for the purpose of working on that log-based replications. These are the three which are used to bring the data from the sources into this particular HANA. Okay, but before bringing this particular data here, you need to understand what exactly are these particular tools. How exactly you are going to create this particular catalog content, and how exactly you are supposed to create this particular stuff within this particular content folder to create the different types of views, whether it is the analytical views, calculated views, or the procedural views. So if you can see here, you are seeing that there are analytical views, calculated views, and then attribute views are there. Okay, but similarly, when you try to see this particular architecture also, you can understand there is something called as the calculation engine is there, along with your column-based and row-based engine is there, along with your text engine is there, or the graph engine is there. These are all the processing engines. Actually, what I'm trying to tell you is that if your database is a row store, okay, then your row-based engine will start processing that particular data. Okay, either your database is a column-based store, your calculation engine will start processing that particular data. Okay, now one more thing. There is something called as optimizer or plan generator is there. What is that optimizer or plan generator? Let me tell you. Suppose if you are treating the star schema models, or else you are trying to create the analytical views or the attribute views or the calculation views, then while converting those abstract views into the absolute SQL or MDX, generally while creating, I have told you, right, while reporting the data, these only things will be exposed here. The calculation views, analytical views or attributes only will be exposed to the people. Okay, now, but where is your physical data? The physical data is existing either in the form of the row-based structures or the column-based structures. So that means that what we need to do is that what are the business queries you try to create from all these particular views, okay, need to be converted into the physical queries in the form of the row-based structures or in the column-based structures. You need to create them. Okay, for the purpose of creating them, what we do is that we are going to have a type of engine. Okay, what is that engine called? That engine is nothing but your optimizer and plan generator and the calculation engine that is going to create the execution plan, the query execution plan basically. Okay, and optimizer, what it will do is that it will try to understand, it will try to create a blueprint how those particular queries can be created in order to have a best query execution plan. Okay, that particular part is going to be seen with the help of this particular optimizer basically. Okay, and this is the place where your queries basically gets executed with the help of this engines, column engine or row engine, graph engine or the text engine, what we can use here basically in this case. Okay, and here you are having the persistent storage area. What is your persistent storage area? You know, the persistent storage area is nothing but the secondary hard disk. Okay, till this particular block, what you are seeing here, till this particular block, what you are seeing here, this entire thing is being happening within your in-memory, which is nothing but the main memory. Okay, but at some point of time, what you need to do, as soon as your execution completes, as soon as your HANA database work is completed, the HANA database need to be powered down or else need to be deactivated. Then what has to happen here? Whatever all the information that is there in your in-memory computing database, eventually, I'm saying that this one is eventually need to be migrated to the secondary storage area. Okay, so then we need to understand the state of data. Okay, how much of data is completed and how much of data is not completed. Okay, so that particular thing is going to be taken by the help of this particular logging and recovery. This is what is called as the logging back and recovery. Okay, and one more thing is that HANA database, as I have told you, okay, might have some limitations. It cannot be unlimited space, right? It is also having limited space, whether it might be in the form of terabytes, 10, 20 or 30 terabytes also, it is having some limited storage. So what we need to do is that it selectively brings the required data from the secondary storage into the primary storage for the purpose of processing, and whenever it feels that a particular set of data is not required in the main memory, what it is that it eventually backs that particular data, pushes that data back to the secondary storage, and whatever it is required, it will try to bring that particular data. This is what is called as logging and recovery basically. So this data storage, what you are having here is nothing but the physical storage, where the data is stored within the secondary storage system here. So this is in short what exactly is the architecture. I'm trying to outline the architecture only basically right at this point of time. What is modeling and how many, what is basically a HANA Studio? Basically it is a desktop based application where we can try to do the admin related activities along with the modeling activities, and within this particular HANA Studio, what are the two things you are seeing here? You are seeing something like catalog you are seeing, and then you are seeing something called as content. So what is the catalog and what is the content? The physical tables, whatever you create, are the physical tables from where you are supposed to migrate the data can be seen in this particular catalog here, right? Okay, so this is the place where the physical tables exist either in the form of the row-based stores or in the form of the column-based stores basically. Okay, once your data exists here, then what we do is that for the purpose of your reporting applications, what we generally do is that we need to start creating the different types of views. Okay, what are all the different types of views we need to create? We need to create the analytical views, we need to create the attribute views, calculation views also we need to create. So all these views are created within this particular engine here. Okay, once all these views are created here, then what we can do is that we can have the option of once all these views are created, okay, we can have the option of using these particular views as the interfaces for business objects or different types of reporting applications in order to perform different types of queries and analysis. And what are all the different types of queries what you can perform? I told you, right? We can start using SQL, we can start using MDX, or else we can also have the option of using BICS, Business Intelligence Consumer Services. Veda, can you please elaborate something on BICS? Hello? Have you ever used BICS in your applications, Veda? Okay. Actually, this is the interface that is directly used by business objects for the purpose of querying the data present in your database basically. Okay, business intelligence querying. You are having your BEX queries, right? That are created with the help of BEX. Okay, if those particular BEX queries can be used as the sources in business objects to perform different types of reporting and analysis, then what we generally do is that we try to use this particular BICS basically, Business Intelligence Consumer Services. Okay, so this is roughly about the architecture here. Okay, let me try to cut short here in two or three sentences. Okay, first thing is that we have three things here. We have the data sources, we have the database, and we have the reporting applications. This is the database where we need to model the things with the help of the HANA Studio. Okay, and through those particular data sources, what we need to do is that we need to use different types of replication methodologies for the purpose of populating the data into this particular in-memory computing database, and we use three types of replications. One is ETL based, next one is log based, and third one is your trigger based replications. And then on the top of this one, we are having the reporting applications. So using the reporting applications like business objects or crystal reports or MS Excel, how can we have the option of creating different types of views and different types of queries and perform this reporting analysis and dashboards? That particular thing can be seen in this particular part. So modeling, next one is your ETL, and third one is your reporting piece we are supposed to see here basically. Is this architecture clear to you at a high level? Are any questions? Any specific questions, Archana?
No, I don't have any questions.
Whether is this time convenient to you, right? 78. Okay. So tomorrow we'll meet here. And one more thing is that you please kindly give me your email address so that I can start sending the docs to you for your reference and all basically. Okay, we'll meet tomorrow. Okay.
Yeah.
Harini?